Way too long today.
I don't know. It's a pretty good show, though.
It's flowing well.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if I'd cut it.
The well's flowing.
But that's up to you.
Flowing well. Or the
No. I mean, I had to because there's.
Of course, Seth picking his White County thing took 4 minutes.
Okay, here we go.
Because y'all kept me. Whatever.
So
I'm done with this. Whatever.
Welcome to Access Sports Weekly here on AccessWDUN.com. Of course, Bo Wilson here with you with Jeff WilHart here to the left of me. And right there behind his own little camera is Seth Chapman. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. How are you doing on this awesome week 2 of the high school football season?
Well, it's week 2 of the high school football season. That's about as good as you can be doing. That's about as good as you can be doing right now. We're here. We didn't think we'd get to week 1.
Nothing.
Every week's a bonus after this.
Oh, is it? Is this like the gravy on the biscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The extra bite of the Snickers that you see.
The extra bite of the Snickers. You've needed several of those this week.
And
it's only Wednesday.
But you haven't gotten the hint, and I haven't gotten any.
And we've only really had 2 work days.
Speaking of the hint, have you tried the water?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's good.
The what?
You've never tried the hint water?
No.
I know. We just went.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, but he said hint. It's good. It's flavored with a hint of fruit.
Oh.
Therefore, the name.
Okay.
Hint.
Not brought to you by Hint, this segment, but you know.
But we are open to.
I think too many companies get free advertising off our show.
Yeah, we're going to start charging you.
Yeah, sure.
No, we're not.
Sure.
No, we're not.
All right, guys. So week 1, let's take a look back somewhat at week 1. And Jeff,
Bo?
What stood out to you the most?
Well, one, just that they played. We got through all of those games without, because we found out after the fact some of the stuff that was going on around the state. We had a couple of games that were canceled Friday morning. A team got on the bus and got their game canceled. So the fact that we got all of our games in our area, I think, I'm going to start there. On the field, I think that a lot of games look like they hadn't played football in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, virtually every coach told us, week 1's going to be kind of ugly. And I think it was for several teams. But there were some good performances. I think I was impressed with White County. Coakley said they have a good team. I think they showed it because we kind of felt that Stevens County was going to be a team that was supposed to be a lot better than their 1-9 record last year, and White County just hammered them. J. Ben had a career night. They got a lot of balance on offense. The defense was outstanding. I think another one, Habersham Central. They're going to score points. How's the defense? And they basically shut out Madison County. I think Madison County scored in the last minute. What was that, 27-6? I think that was what that was. And so that was a team that we were kind of looking at that we felt like that if they got off to a good start, they could really make things interesting in 8-6A, which has Buford, Nakul, and Lanier, and 2 other 7A teams from Gwinnett.
Huge.
That's going to be a monster region. So I think Hab needs a good start, and they look pretty good. I think, and how about Gainesville with 3 block punts on special teams? There were some good performances out there, but then there were some other games that, not so good.
Okay, so the effect of not only COVID preparation, but the effect of the no scrimmages now seem to be larger than they really were.
You mean coming into week 2?
Coming into week 1.
Into week 1, yes.
Because if you look at it, you talk to, we've talked to a lot of coaches, and all of them always threw the no scrimmages into the picture because, you get 2 scrimmages if you choose to have the 2 scrimmages.
That's correct.
So, are the 1 scrimmage and I think the 1 spring practice and all that stuff was canceled. So now week 1 suddenly becomes your scrimmage of the season, but it's it's a real game.
It's a real game. Counts on your win-loss record.
It counts on your win-loss record. And, I know a lot of these games, all of the games were non-region, but still, you want to win that first game.
Right.
So the sloppiness, you didn't have time to iron that out from the scrimmages. So do you think that maybe that those are kind of larger now than they really were before
Maybe
COVID.
Maybe because since it counts,
Mm-hmm.
it's like okay, wow, we better fix this quick because next week counts also.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think that some of the things, and there were some teams that had a lot of penalties. I mean, Rabun County shut out Richmond, but they had a lot of penalties, which is, I think if I was Jay Beauchal, particularly with the game they got coming up this week, that might be an area you want to address and look at. I was at West Hall, first play of the game. West Hall defense lines up all sides. I mean, you haven't played anybody for a while, and you're just amped up and you're ready to get out there, and you kind of just, lose your focus for a second.
That's
so
one thing I noticed. So many offsides calls.
Yeah, there were several in the game I was at Jackson County and West Hall, and so I think that I see your point as far as moving forward this week, but yeah, you don't have a lot of time.
Right.
You can't go, well, we have another scrimmage, we can work on that. I mean, just like, next week you're right back in it.
Because if you really look at it, these teams have been basically scrimmaging themselves.
Right.
So it's not like they've been scrimmaging somebody
else.
Well,
you can. I mean, teams like Buford and Gainesville,
right.
and who did we notice that had 66 on their roster? Was that Rabun?
Yeah, Rabun.
You can scrimmage yourself, but if you're Johnson and you got 30 kids, it's hard to scrimmage yourself.
Right.
So that's an issue. So I think you're right. I think there might be some heightened anxieties about some of the aspects of things you need to correct, and you just don't have a lot of time unless you have a week off.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a week off, like, say, Jackson County this week, you can look at your game film and go, boy, we really need – and now you have a week to work on it. But, let's say you're West Hall. They're right back at it this week. They don't have a chance to work on those things as you would, say, a scrimmage where you have maybe a week off or whatever.
All right, so Gainesville special teams was wow.
I think that was the surprise of the
Holy
week.
Cow.
That made me yell out in the West Hall press. I was like, good grief, 3 block kicks. Holy cow. I can't even remember the last time I've seen that in any level of football.
2 of them taken back, and one of them cashed in on a one-play 49-yard touchdown pass from Gianni.
Now, let's say you and I are Stockbridge.
Right.
I'm the special teams coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're fired.
How long? On which kick? Which kick?
Youch.
Second one? The third one? I mean, do you?
Yikes.
I mean, one. Okay, we'll make an adjustment.
Reassignment.
Hey, and then you're like, Coach, you're gonna do something like,
oh no.
Three. I'm like, give me your wiffle. Give me your pass.
Your wiffle.
Yeah, with my give me
just carry on wiffle balls now.
Yeah, sir.
Give me your wiffle ball.
Well, if you're having 3 of your kicks blocked, you probably are playing with wiffle balls at that point. It's
nice spin on that
I
one.
just
like
wonder, if I'm the special teams coach, do I make it to the end of the game before I'm like sending out my resume?
Well, I want to say 2
Where's
of those.
the adjustment period?
I want to say 2 of those block punts came from the same side. All 3 of them may have came from the same side.
No adjustments? Do you not like, hey, maybe we need to put an extra guy over there?
I tell you.
Or is the Gainesville special team coach the greatest coach ever? He saw every weakness.
So Gainesville, they fell behind 14-7 early on, and those block punts, that was the energy they needed.
Yeah, it turned the whole game around, apparently. And
turned it into a freaking rout.
I mean, that's, I think that was the one thing I noticed all week. The one thing of Friday that just jumped at me was because we felt like the offense was going to be improved and better, even though it's kind of revamped a little bit. But we felt the defense was going to be, flying around and excellent. But we hadn't talked special teams at all.
No.
And so
although Coach did.
Well, maybe he knew something. He obviously knew something we do. But, now you throw that into the mix to a Gainesville team that we expected to be ready to make a step forward. I think if I'm the Forsyth County teams, I'm suddenly going, whoa. Because Gainesville's going to have athletes, are going to be speedy. Mm-hmm. I think that was an eye-opener.
So Gainesville off this week, but then they play rival Flowery Branch on September 18th. So that should be an interesting game. We'll get you set up for that one, of course, next week. Now, Caleb, who does our 5 things, who is not doing jumping jacks today outside the window as he did last week.
Yeah, that was Caleb, everybody.
Yeah, that was Caleb. So Caleb does the 5 things, and Caleb's number 1 5 things, Cherokee Bluff looks ready for prime time.
I'm sure Tommy
Agree
Jones
or disagree?
I'm I'm going to agree and disagree.
Okay.
Okay, I think yes, because I think we know what they have. I think they are ready for the prime time. I don't know if you can judge it off that game, playing a really depleted Johnson group. We've talked about the issues that Johnson had. Coach comes in
Johnson's
late.
growing.
The numbers are down.
Right.
He didn't have a chance to really get with his team until 3 weeks before the season starts, or about a month before the season started.
Right.
So, that was going to be a game that they were expected to win and win big, and they did. I don't know that you can judge necessarily on that one game, but I do think that they're ready to take the step forward because we felt like that they were a team all leading up to this season. So I think that's why I say yes and no. I don't think you can judge good or bad necessarily. I think if they played not so well, I think that would be far more concerning than the fact that they won 44-0. And we're up 44-0 at the half.
Okay, so
does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and that will continue to gel together throughout the season. Bluff, they will go into Chestatee this week to take on Christian Charles and the War Eagles. Now, you had a chance earlier this week to get out to the Branch once again, talk to Coach Ben Hall. Of course, the Falcons coming off that loss to St. Pius in a game they struggled with a triple option early on, but they kind of settled into it and rallied back in that game. I think got within 2 or 3 times, including a late drive that brought them within 3. But then St. Pius then went down the field and scored to pretty much end that game. But Flowery Branch traveling over to Dawson County, who lost to Cass in their first game, who they have a lot of questions now as well. So what was the feeling over at the Branch?
Well, we talked a couple of things. First, we talked a little bit about the offense because the offense did score 28 points behind David Renard, which is a key spot. Felt like he really needed to take a step forward and start. And he had a great game too, like 250 yards, some touchdown passes, ran the ball. They still got Jay-Z Ellingham. They've got some other pieces on offense that are going to fit in there. But we also talked the defense. The defense, they're replacing basically 9 starters.
Right.
It's young. There's some talent there. We talked about that, and I asked him, kind of what was your concern, if any, as far as they got down quick, but then the defense kind of held together to give the offense a chance. We talked a little bit about that. Coach, tough loss on Friday, a good St. Pius team. They built a big lead early. You guys did stage a good comeback. What is your take? Were you more pleased with how the offense was able to put some things together, or is it more about, you have a young defense and trying to rebuild that and trying to get them to be able to figure out how they need to get off the field?
Well, I'm proud of the way our defense grew throughout the game. Watching some young players grow up, and we feel like we're definitely better now than we were this time last week, having played a senior-laden St. Pius team, and our offense did put us in a position to have a chance to win the game. We battled back. We just couldn't get them off the field, and they do such a great job of eating clock, and they marched it down the field on us, and we helped them extend drives with some early season first game mistakes, and hopefully we've got that out of our system now, and we're ready for a solid Dawson County team.
So Coach Ben Hall, the Falcons, going to travel over to Dawson County this week. I had a chance to get over to Dawson and talk to Coach Maxwell kind of about what happened over at Cass, and point blank, he was not happy with a lot of things that happened, but he is looking forward to seeing what they do against Flowery Branch, in the sense of he looks at this as Flowery Branch helping them improve. And I take that as something good, a positive toward Flowery Branch, a compliment toward Flowery Branch coming into Dawson. So he's looking for, improvement this week. And of course, they were out working hard earlier this week on that improvement.
They do a tremendous job as far as execution on all phases. And we really look forward to challenge to play them for many reasons, but one, it's going to make us better playing teams like that.
All right, Coach, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Bo, one of the things, we talked at the beginning of the show about what we were impressed. That might be the most disappointing outcome I saw. 7 points for Dawson County with that offense that piled up numbers and points last year like there was, They were giving away candy and stuff.
yeah.
So that was kind of disappointing. But I think we also found out behind the scenes, weren't they also missing a few pieces?
They were missing a few pieces, but it seemed like in that game, every time Dawson would get on the other side of the 50, something would happen. Turnover on downs, a turnover just was not clicking. Again, in case of the COVIDs, COVID preparation, not exactly COVID on the team, but you know what I mean? Just the lack of playing another opponent before you play your first game.
Right. And it's easy for us to sit here and go, oh, we're happy here, we're disappointed by what, because this is, we're in, we hate this term, uncharted territory.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented. I'm sick of hearing all that. Yeah. But it is true. I mean, you can't escape it because there's no playbook on this. I mean, it's not like, oh, that happened 30 years ago, here's what we did. I mean, there's just no one that has played football in the last 50 years has seen anything like how to get ready for this kind of a season. So I think there was a lot. I think there was an unknown just in every game. We had an idea of what we might see. Some things we saw that we didn't think we would see. I mean, and I think a lot of that's just because of the, just the unknown in the preparation leading up to this season.
Well, that week's over with now. Thank goodness for a lot of the teams. They are ready to move to week 2. A huge game coming up in Tiger, Georgia on Friday. It's the ESPNU National Game of the Week. National Game of the Week. Prince Avenue Christian and Brock Vandegrift will roll into Tiger to take on South Carolina commit Gunnar Stockton, 2 Power 5 number 1 rated quarterbacks in the class of 2020 and the class of 2021. Jeff, you will be there, and I know you are overly excited.
I am beyond overly
excited.
No
Snickers will be needed for you on Friday.
Absolutely not. They're going to stick me on the roof, and I'm just happy to be there. So I'm just glad to get in and be able to see that game. That's we've talked about this game off the air. What are we expecting? I expect points to be scored in this. The defenses are good on both sides, but I think these guys are so good. They're going to get theirs. I really do. How it's going to turn out, I don't know. We were talking. Who do we want to see have a better game? Do we want to see our local guy in Gunnar Stockton have a huge game? But he's going to South Carolina. Do we want to see the Georgia guy in Vandegrift have a bigger game? Which one do we think would be better?
I don't know. That's throw that out there.
I just threw it out.
You just threw it out there. Of course, we want Gunnar and the Wildcats to have a better performance. Of course, we do.
What if your Georgia Bulldog guy does not look good?
If he does not look good, then maybe that will sway Gunnar to go to Georgia. I don't know.
I love always looking at the bright side there, but yeah, he ain't signed nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing's been signed yet.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So this game is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be just a potential knockdown dragout between 2 Power 5 quarterbacks and 2 really good teams.
Well, look,
I know the top billing's going to the quarterbacks, but these are really 2 really good teams.
They are. I think Ravens, something that maybe we didn't talk about in the opening, Ravens shut out a Class 4A Ridgeland. Mm-hmm. Shut them out. Held them to less than 200 yards, only 89, I think was it 89
rushes.
On 36 rushes, 89 yards on the ground.
Yep.
We talked about this. It was something that has been their Achilles heel in the playoffs in the last 2 or 3 years. They did get to the finals against Hateville Charter, but what got them? Big ground game.
Right.
What got them against Fitzgerald? Big ground game. What got them last year? Big ground game. They've just had a hard time matching up with teams that are big and run the ball real well. They have to have the combo. If they're big and don't run well, Raven does well. If they run well but they're not real big, Raven does well. But the combo, we figured that was going to be a combo with Ridgeland, and they more than held their own. So good defense on Raven. They're ranked number 1, Class AA. Wolverines are ranked number 3 in Class A private. So both teams, they're balanced all around. Good special teams, good defense, good offense.
Okay. All right. So balanced all around. That brings me to this is Seth's idea, by the way. He wants to play a little game on the show. He's like, "Hey, man, I've got an idea." So
yeah, Bo always cringes when he hears me say that. So I've got an idea.
I've got an idea.
Don't we all?
My ideas are usually pretty good.
So the idea is going to be a friendly little game between us here, and it's going to be this week. We are going to. I don't want to say wager, but we kind of are. But it's not with money.
No.
It's
with
illegal
to bet money on high school sports, isn't it?
It's a goofy little.
Don't make that face.
It's a goofy prize.
Don't make that face, Jeff.
Of some sort. And this week we are going to guess each of us.
Okay.
How many total penalty yards that will happen in our Access Game of the Week, which is Prince Avenue Christian at Rabun County.
I think this is an interesting wager because if you go back and look at last week's stats with Rabun, even though they shut out Ridgeland, had over 100 yards in penalties.
Okay, well, what's your guess?
What is my total penalty yards?
Total.
Well, because
total.
we haven't.
We're talking both teams, right?
Right. Now we haven't.
Total.
You haven't mentioned what the tiebreaker will
Not
be.
yet. No.
So I am factoring that in. See, I'm going to factor that in.
What's the tiebreaker again?
The tiebreaker will be the total number combined of pass interference calls.
Oh yeah.
Because personally, I feel that those quarterbacks, they're going to get some calls.
All right,
Oh yeah.
All right, so
the
go.
defensive backs are going to be very upset at
what
the
you
end
got?
of that game.
What's your guess?
I'm going to say we're going to look at like 320 yards in total penalties.
Okay.
And
All right.
And you also have to pick the number of pass interference calls.
Somebody write this down.
Okay. I'm going to say 8.
We're gonna have a board. I'm gonna try
Jeff-
and do like a digital scoreboard here.
Jeff is going with 320
Total yards
in penalties.
Right.
I don't suppose anybody has a physical pen.
8.
Oh look, there's pencils next to me.
8.
8 pass interference
8
calls.
pass interference.
That
penalties.
right there is going to have
What was that number?
320.
320 and then /8. That's going to have, if that comes to fruition, there's going to be a lot of upset secondary coaches
Oh yeah.
on the sideline.
Okay,
Bo, what do you got?
I will go with 160
Total penalty
yards.
How many pass interference?
3.
3. All right. Let's see. I
feel
write
like
down
I'm on
me.
The Price is Right.
I have to write down me.
He's doing so. He's mathing.
Showcase showdown.
He is mathing over there. This is probably
I'm
not
trying.
good.
I'm just thinking.
Oh, God.
What you got? You got to hurry.
I'm going to
Can't
go
think.
with 207.
207.
7.
Nice.
207 total yards.
Half the distance to the goal.
207 total penalty yards.
And how many pass interference calls?
5.
5. Okay. There it is,
I'm going to
folks.
take it. I'm going to take it one further.
Oh,
I'm going to take it just a little bit further, just a little fun.
Look, changing the rules.
of course.
Not
He
changing
does-
the rules.
every time.
This is like
I'm not changing any rules. This
Playing
won't
in the
affect
sandbox
anybody.
now.
I'm talking to my wife.
yeah.
This won't affect anybody.
Okay, what do you got, Seth?
I'm going to say that we have at least one coach make a scene about one of those calls.
Oh, of course they will.
At least one coach. I mean, come on, dude.
Somebody's going to make a scene on the opening kickoff. What are you talking about? I mean, come on.
Like I said,
Wow. Boy, you
that's
went
not
out
really
on
of
a
any
limb.
consequence.
He went out on a limb on that one.
You know, I was holding my breath here
I
like it was
was.
going to be a shocking
I mean,
announcement.
You see the little tree limb?
Seth
see the
is
tree
going
limb?
to
Yeah.
make
I'm out here.
yeah, okay.
a shocking
I'm way out
announcement.
there.
One coach will get mad over a penalty on Friday.
Who throws the
Wait. Is that one coach in all coverage area, or is just in that
Just
game?
in that game.
Oh, just in that game.
Oh,
Okay. Who throws the game-winning touchdown pass? Gunner.
Well,
Or
how do we
Vanderbilt.
know there's going to be a game-winning touchdown
Oh, I'm
pass?
predicting that.
Oh, you are?
It's coming down to it. It has to.
You think it will?
Well, of course, ESPN's involved. They're probably working on that right now.
ESPN.
They're over there talking to Jabin. Now look.
Okay.
Now look. If you get too far
Listen.
out ahead,
It is time for
The WilHart Team of the Week.
it's your favorite part of the show, which is unsponsored and has been now going on for a full season
20 years.
and 2 shows. So
Okay, I want us to math this out. I am a whopping 24 years old. If this has gone on for 20 years, have I been producing this show since I'm 4?
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Congratulations, the youngest producer ever. All right, so here are the nominees for this week's.
No.
He's sleeping.
No.
Nah,
He
not
said
today.
no. Wow,
sleeping
we've been denied.
Gainesville beats Stockbridge. White County hammers Stevens County. And Hab Central rolls to a win over what everybody said was going to be a really, really good Madison County team.
I think Seth should go first. We never let Seth go first. Let's
And
let
Hab
Seth
proved
go first.
everybody wrong and beat them. So, Seth,
Who was
what say you?
and he was at the White County game, so I'm curious to see what he says on this.
It's funny you say that. I'm going to go with White County.
Really?
I'm going with White
Wow.
County because the White County team that I saw on Friday night
And
was,
this is coming from a North Hall grad,
Yeah.
not some random
married
clown.
to a White County grad.
I know, right?
Oh.
House divided, folks.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't
I don't know how they do it.
Oh, man. But, but you guys sound like my family. You guys
Warriors
sound like-
versus Trojans.
That's a hilarious thing. I hear a lot about that from like my side of the family. I get
Right.
like crap from that from my side of the family sometimes, but never hers.
When they play every year, do you have to cook for yourself now?
No,
Okay, just wondering.
no. It's just, hey, I went to White County. Oh, cool. All right.
That's
And
it.
then we just continue our day. But anyhow,
All righty
okay.
then.
as I was saying, the White County team I saw had something a little bit different than previous White County teams that
Nah,
I've seen.
they've always had J-Bim.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
that's very true.
I think he's working on it.
It's not
Seems
what
like
I
he's been
meant,
there
but-
7 years. Seems like he's been there 7 years, even though it's been a quick 4.
17-year senior, J-Ben Haynes.
Wasn't specifically talking about a person.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
just a certain, what the French call a certain, I don't know what.
Okay.
Is that French?
Sounded like
I didn't
English
understand that. It
to
was
me.
in French. I didn't understand that.
Either way, the dominance they displayed really kind of sold it for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just a really big fan that evening.
Cool.
You know what they say when your opponent
Check
is,
those highlights out, by the way, folks.
when they're digging
Oh, yeah.
on the website.
when they're digging their own hole, you just let them keep digging.
I thought when you were going to say, you know what the French say, you were going to give us some French, but then you went
yeah.
straight English.
Right. Just yeah.
Just got to throw the U-turn in there sometimes.
All right, Jeff.
I gotta keep you on your toes, Bo.
Pick?
Well, I mentioned this earlier in the show.
Yeah.
That
I think.
what jumped at me the most all last week was the Gainesville special teams. So I'm going with the Red Elephants.
So I have to make the tiebreaker. Why me? Why me?
You don't have to. You could go with Hab. You were impressed with Hab. You
I
told
was
me
impressed.
that.
I was
You
impressed.
told me
Then do
with
we
that.
have to do that?
But then we're going to do like
Do we have
paper,
to do the rock, paper, scissors thing?
Perhaps. We
Why
had
do
to
you
see what
call
he-
it paper, rock, scissors? You know this upsets me. I think you do it on purpose now.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Do.
That's also upsetting.
Actually, I am going to
It is
go,
rock, paper, and scissors, my friend.
I am going to go with Jeff this week. So sorry, folks. But
Sorry, folks. Sorry, me.
I listened to most of this game, and the way that Gainesville came out was meh.
Meh.
But then when the special teams got their first block punt, it was like it's on. It's on, and it's over.
It's like they found out, oh,
Yeah.
we're here playing the football.
And then just listening to Judd and KDB with the call of the game, how the offensive line started just moving people, and the defense was digging in. So Gainesville, going with Gainesville, and congratulations, Red Elephants. You are this week's
WilHart Team of the Week.
That's a wrap for the show today, folks. Make sure you check out AccessWDUN.com for all of your high school football needs. I don't know why I just did that in a commercial form of needs, but check it out. You have everything there on the Friday game night
Come get
page.
yours today.
Come get yours today. And also check out the weekly
While supplies last.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for them, Johnny?
We have highlight
We have
reels.
got to get out of here. Check us out on Twitter at HeartJJ22 over here. I'm at Bo Wilson. Seth is at the Sin Chapman, whatever it is, on Instagram.
I'll put it somewhere.
Put it somewhere on the bottom of
Y'all
the screen.
subscribe and stay tuned for next week where we reveal our prizes for our bets.
Doggy. At Friday Game Night for the whole crew here today. Enjoy week number 2 of high school football.